Thank you so much for joining us here at London
You're
Tech
welcome.
Week. Do you mind introducing yourself and your role, please?
Sure, my name's John Bruce. I'm the CEO of a company I founded with Sir Tim Berners-Lee, and the company's called Inrupt.
And for those that haven't heard of Inrupt, can you tell us a little bit about the company, what you do, and where the idea for the company came from?
Sure, I mean the idea of the company was Tim's. He felt that the web he imagined isn't the web we're living, and he wanted to change that. So he'd been working on an open source project at MIT for some years, and it resulted in a technology called Solid. When I met Tim, he realized, boy, this is a fabulous opportunity to change the web, and I agreed with him. So with his brilliance and my modest business skills, we set off to change the world.
And obviously you bring a wealth of technology experience alongside Sir Tim. It must be great to work together. And seeing you guys collaborate on stage here at London Tech Week is fantastic. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about the key themes from your keynote a little bit earlier on today?
Surely. Well, you know, we're sitting in an interesting time. Look at the conference here. It's busy as all heck, and the world over is the same. And the principal theme is LLMs. I think we're at a really critical point in time where if we don't watch it, our data becomes consumed by the LLMs. And as a consequence of which we'll become if we don't, again, it might sound dramatic, but we become their servants. I mean, they'll make decisions for us too easily. And so what's really important is we keep control over that experience. And to do that, we need control over our data. And to do that, we need a digital wallet that contains the data. And that's what we do. We provide digital wallets for people.
One of my favourite points from your session was about kind of giving people control of their data back. I think that's a really important point because people haven't maybe considered about people's data when it goes to a company. But yeah, they should have ownership of their data. I think it was a really lovely point. Thank you. Obviously, another key element of your talk was surrounding agentic. Something big that I know is a big accelerator behind you and Sir Tim's work. What excites you about agentic AI or agentic generally technology in this space, and what are you looking forward to?
You know, the whole world of agentic commerce and just the agentic experience on the web is hugely different than the one we've got. But if we don't watch it, it's hugely different in bad ways as well as good. And Tim always says if he sits and contemplates, as he often does, how the web's evolved, for all its goodness, and it's huge, I mean, just think of the implications of the web, it's huge, there are some attributes of it that he wished didn't exist. If we don't watch it, we're about to double down on the bad stuff, and unfortunately that will constrain our opportunity to do the right stuff. And so we come to conferences like this to make sure that everybody appreciates there's another way of doing it. And again, give them our digital wallets, let them operate our AI called Charlie, and as a consequence of which they'll get the principal benefit of all of the LLM experience, but in a way that keeps them in control. And that's so important.
And again, you had the pleasure of working alongside the inventor of the World Wide Web, which I'm sure not many people can say. And it's something that has evolved drastically since Tim established it, decades ago, and it's changing lightning fast speeds. How do you see the world of the World Wide Web changing from your seat, but also sitting next to Tim and working alongside him too?
Well, he sees it clear as day, or the opportunity for what it could be as clear as day. And he tells me that, when he originally invented it, the most difficult job he had was explaining to people what he meant. And now the most difficult job he's got is explaining to people why it was so difficult back then. Because everybody says, well, it's just so obvious. Well, it certainly wasn't back then. And we feel that way now about what we advocate with Inrupt. People sort of kind of get it and sort of kind of don't. But we believe that in due course they'll go, why? I mean, it was just so screamingly obvious. So that's the point in time we're living in.
I mean, I can't imagine a world without the World Wide Web. I'm kind of a naughty's kid through and through. But then I guess maybe if we had this conversation in 20 years' time, there'd be people that couldn't imagine us having the conversations that we're having now.
I hope that's true, and I hope it's not 20 years from now. I mean, I really don't. When we invented Charlie, when we said we'd build Charlie, Tim wrote about Charlie 6-7 years ago, and we back then, laughed and said, oh, in 20 years we'll get round to that. Because then it was Siri and Alexa, and that was pretty much it. So we called it Charlie, and we said, in 20 years, let's do it. And here we are, 5 or 6 or 7 years later, and we built it because that's what the technology can do these days.
And obviously you've shared a lot of this stuff in your keynote session at London Tech Week. How important is it to see a hall full of people behind you, a lot of them coming specifically to hear both of you speak? How important is it for platforms like this in accelerating the work that you do, but tech across industries?
Yeah, well, it's hugely important. We spend our time, we were in the backstage with Peter Kyle, and who's a really, a very talented individual, and we've met with Peter before today. Some of the work we've done here in the UK for the government, I think, shows promise, and it's the same in other countries around the world. Some of the work we do here in the UK with people like the NatWest and so on, and the BBC, again, shows great promise, and all around the world we're experiencing the same. So the work that we do here with all the attendees, and the work that you do too, to help us in making sure that the message we're trying to deliver is heard appropriately and that people know how to react to it, that's hugely important.
And I know obviously you said it's about the giving and the taking there. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before I take that microphone back from you?
Oh, I just hope that we've been able to convey our message appropriately. But if we haven't, please, come to our website. It's inrupt.com. You'll see plenty of videos about what we're doing. You'll see many use cases of where we're doing it and who we're doing it to. There's a lot more we can't talk about, such as the nature of the work we undertake, but if this lands on you and you're out there and you hear this and it appeals to you, I will say this again, it's people sort of kind of get it and sort of kind of don't. But give yourself the opportunity, give yourself the chance to get it. Go on the web, as invented by Tim, and experience it a bit more. Look for videos about us, look for articles, and there are plenty of it written about us. And if you sit at a point in time, in a position where you can help, we're here to help too. Just give us a
That's a lovely
holler.
sentiment to end on. Thank you so much for your time.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're very welcome.